As Real Madrid fans, Madridistas, happy birthday to our club. It is 124 years of greatness, excellence, enviable reputation, and legendary stuff. That is the reason why we have, rival fans that don't really like us. But it is what it is. We went to Estadio de Balaidos and got a 2-1 victory. And listen, the performance was not really great. I would say below average, to be honest. But I'm going to take the win. Okay, I'm happy for the results because we're 1 point behind Barcelona. Not because I'm still hopeful, right? Because I've been saying I want to hang my hope on something. So I'm not looking at this team and I'm saying, well, we're playing at a very high level and we're doing that consistently. Therefore, we can go on and win La Liga. It is hard for me to do that, for me particularly, right? Because I want to be objective. And realistically, we are not just playing like that. We don't have a structure, a system that that's going to sustain winning, that guarantees winning consistently. All right, at least that should say, well, if we continue to do this, then we'll win La Liga. I mean, I just don't see it, and for me, that's about it. But let us get to the game itself. For me, when teams go in that low block, we don't have a solution. We just don't have a solution, and why we do not have a solution is what is confusing me. All right, because when you look at your opponent, you're assessing the way they play. You're expecting their approach, all right, how they're going to play against you. So for us not to understand that we're going to have more of the ball against Celta Vigo, but also try to design a plan that when we have so much of the ball, when we are completing so many passes, well, these are the things we need to do. If you want to break that low block, man, your movement and your passing have to be quick. That is how. You have to disturb that defensive shape. That is what you need to do. You need to force them to come out and defend areas where they are leaving spaces behind the defense. And that is where we need midfielders to identify those spaces and pick those passes. We're not doing that because our passes are always say very predictable. It's just obvious. If I'm a defender, I'm not running all around the place when I know the next pass is going there, the next pass is going there. No, I'm not doing that. It doesn't make sense. All I need to do is to stay in shape, frustrate you, okay, win possession, and then go in transition. Simple. So we just don't have what it takes. And what really baffled me today was the added substitution. I mean, there are games of higher intensity that okay, I don't mind Ada going out. But when teams sit in that low block, I think he has to be in the game. He's one player that can actually thread the needle if he sees that space. All right, so he has to stay in the game. I don't understand why. And that was what 65th minute. I don't think that was a good substitution. And also, I mean, Brahim Diaz, the introduction of Brahim Diaz, I don't know if it made sense, but I'm not going to blame Brahim Diaz because for the same reason why I haven't been blaming Gonzalo Garcia because I think the problem is with Vinny. And before you just rush and say, "Oh, Vinny, what?" No, let me tell you, this is not a criticism. Rather, I think is a call for action, especially for Vinny, for him to get better. Because the way I see it is this: when we play in a flat 4-4-2, Vinny Junior, you're not a left winger. No, you have a strike partner. You have to be a little bit closer to your strike partner and try to exchange passes with your strike partner because those 1-2 touch passes are going to really open spaces. Because once you pass, a defender is going to move and you got to pass back. And now that defender is obviously out of position, and then we're having spaces behind. So you're not gonna just hog the line like a left winger, like we're playing in a flat 4-3-3 where your responsibility is to come to the inside. And there's somebody on the right wing and they have a center forward, right? In which case now the center forward has that option to take the center backs out of position. But that is not the case. If we don't have someone there on the right, you're only there with Gonzalo Garcia. Now when you move, you're leaving Gonzalo Garcia isolated, or you're leaving Brahim Diaz isolated. All right. And that's the reason why they're struggling because as a team, we're left sided heavy. We're highly likely going to give you the ball. And when we do, you're not looking to pass the ball. You're not looking to exchange quick passes with other players. Your head is down trying to take on three defenders at the same time. And you lose possession. And you frustrate your teammates. And then we just struggle throughout the games. That is what is happening. So I'm not surprised Brahim there struggled. I'm not surprised Gonzalo Garcia, was struggling as well. But for Alvaro Alvarado to put Gigi on the bench as if to say, I mean, Gigi is not playing well or he doesn't have anything to offer, I think it's unfair. It's not fair to them. That is just the truth. And this is where we don't have to always rely on these individual brilliance to, show up in those individual moments. We have to get a structure. We have to actually have this thing played like tactically. All right, how we move the ball. And again, for Vinny Jr., he's not even using his left back. Okay, the overlaps that Carreras makes, I mean, it is completely useless. And the opponents know. They know that because when they're watching games, they're saying that Vinny Jr. is not going to pass the ball to the left back. And when he was playing with Mendy, that was the reason why Mendy was not even overlapping. And we used to say, wow, he's not overlapping, he's not putting crosses and whatnot. Because I think he just knew he's not going to get it past. He knew he wasn't going to get it past. Oh, he still knows he's not going to get it past, right? Because he's still not overlapping like that. But for Carreras, he's overlapping, trying to say, listen, man, if I overlap and the defender stays with you, then you have to pass the ball to me. But Vinny is not doing that because defenders knows he's not going to do it, so they're going to stay with him. Okay, they're going to stay with him, and now you have two defenders in front of you, and they know you're going to fight tooth and nail, trying to beat your defender. Yes, so this is how Vinny has become so predictable, and I think this is the reason why his form is really not at that level it was because I think defenders have understood how to defend against him. So that is one part that is so big of a problem. And again, today, the miss, he cannot be missing 1v1s. We saw that against Hitafe. When you are a player like that and you're having those opportunities in games, especially against teams that we know that they're going to sit deep, you have to make those counts. You have to finish them. You have to go on and finish them. There's no way you should be missing that, but